We are tackling the most important insurance questions that you have. Today's question is, do I need comprehensive auto insurance? You may look at your bill every month and think, what am I paying for? Why am I even paying this? How can I cut down my monthly bills in general? So good news is comprehensive is not required by most states. So legally, you don't have to carry comprehensive insurance, but should you carry it? Well, head over to autoinsurance.org. If you're worried about your insurance prices, you can compare multiple quotes by answering a few easy questions. You can use our free quote comparison tool. So that's what I want to draw your attention to first is autoinsurance.org. Head over, use our comparison tool. Secondly, I want to draw your attention to our resources. So if you head over to our resources tab, you can select any of these topics to find out more, to educate yourself on feeling confident when facing insurance questions. So comprehensive auto insurance is non-collision related damage or loss, such as theft, vandalism, and natural disasters. So you'll notice in this handy graphic, you can see the different types of things that your car is at risk for if you do not carry comprehensive. This is what comprehensive was made for. So your typical state requirement is collision insurance. That's for vehicle-to-vehicle accidents. Comprehensive protects your car from everything else. So the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration offers this handy national water prediction service. What this is like a weather report for flooding. So flooding is one of those risks that your car could be at. So notice this map. Most of the country is green right now, but you'll notice along that Mississippi River Valley, there's some red, orange, and yellow, and that means flooding is at risk. Major flooding. In fact, the purple areas are major flooding, and your car is at risk of damage. Flood damage typically can total a vehicle out. So if you don't carry comprehensive insurance, you may be having to replace your vehicle without any additional help. Now, natural disasters are not the only thing your car is at risk for. The National Insurance Crime Bureau posted an article about hotspots reporting the theft rates across the nation. So if you scroll down to this graphic, you'll notice they've compiled all the stats for 2022, and that might seem like out of date, but for the type of statistics they're doing, this is actually pretty recent. This would be pretty recent information. So Colorado ranks number 1 for theft, and they're counting this per 100 residents. So they're taking into account population and all of that. District of Columbia, that's Washington, D.C., comes in at number 2. Washington State at 3, Oregon 4, New Mexico 5, California, Missouri, Nevada, Texas, Tennessee. That list might surprise you. And if you're in one of those states, carrying comprehensive insurance would be wise. That would be strongly recommended because theft is happening and it's growing. If you read this article, you will find out the startling statistics on vehicle theft rates. So if you're ready to get comprehensive insurance, head over to autoinsurance.org and use our handy tool. I'm going to walk you through a few steps that you can see how easy it is. So if you first start with your zip code, it'll take you to an actual process and it'll show you your progress through the questions. So then you try to remember what your vehicle year is, check your garage if you need to. These are the most common makes, but if you don't see your vehicle there, don't worry, there's a drop-down menu. So if you scroll through the drop-down menu, you should be able to find your specific car. Let's look at the Subaru. Let's try the Forester. Okay, next question is, do you own or lease a Subaru? Your Subaru. The reason why they ask this is because they're tailoring their insurance package to you as a driver. They need to know this kind of information. So if you were to go to the individual car insurance companies themselves, they would ask you for these specific details. The advantage here is you enter these this information. You answer these questions just once, and then the quotes come to you. That profile is sent to the providers in your area, and you get a personalized quote delivered to you. But let's keep going with this whole idea of comprehensive insurance. We talked about theft, but did you know keying is a very real danger to your vehicle? It happened to us a few years ago. If you park your car on the road, or you even just want to have a fun night on the town, your vehicle is at risk. So how much would a key scratch on a car cost to repair? You can type this question into Quora and see for yourself. But what you want to look for in your answers is somebody who seems to actually know what they're talking about. Like this person explains what the body work, but what the body shop will be looking at. All depends on how long the scratch is. They won't just do the scratch. They want to do the entire panel. If it's the door, the entire door. If it's 3 sections, all 3 sections. I mean, think about it. If it's taillight to headlight, that's 3 sections of your car. So that guy explains what the body shop will look at to repair the damage. Somebody down here assigns an actual estimate, $50 to $200, but this person points out how extensive it is if it goes through, let's see, it could require more extensive work like sanding, priming, repainting, potentially costing you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And that is so true. If that scratch goes through the clear coat all the way down to that metal, that is going to be a hazard for the rest of the life of the car, because rust can get in and spread like crazy. So if you also have a fancy paint job on your car, that paint is harder to match and blend, and it will cost more. So you're looking at $50. Maybe you can repair it yourself, or you're looking at over $1,000 just to repair a keyed car. So comprehensive insurance helps to cover that, helps get that cost covered. What about deer? So the Washington Post has this handy article on what's really the deadliest animal, which is hitting a deer. They point out that it's more common to hit a deer in the fall. So if you drive a lot in the fall, if you hunt, if you have long road trips planned for the fall, carry comprehensive insurance. Think about it. They also have a map of the United States that shows deer risk. So if you live in one of these blue states, you might want to carry comprehensive insurance, because the chances of you hitting a deer are it's risky. It is risky to live in these states without carrying comprehensive insurance. State Farm has some materials on their website about your risk for hitting deer. They have a top 10 state listed. Insurance companies make it their business to know this kind of information. They need to have accurate quotes. So they fund a lot of this research. They accumulate a lot of these stats when people file claims. But it's not just deer you need to be worried about. Your car is at risk in your own garage. If you back into something in your garage, if your kid takes their bike and scrapes it along the side, there's just a lot your car could be facing. And maybe that doesn't bother you. If a dinged bumper doesn't bother you, then maybe you can cut your costs. If I typed in the question, how much does it cost to repair a bumper? So bumper damage is pretty common. You could run into something in a parking lot or in your own driveway. So on Reddit, you can probably even find your exact vehicle, and somebody's probably already asked the question about it. So I chose this Jetta as an example. They just scratched what would seem like minor damage on a bumper, but in order to repair that bumper, everybody's chiming in with at least $1,000, $1,000 plus. That's more than a lot of people have on hand to repair something at a moment's notice. So the last point I want to make when we're talking about comprehensive car insurance, Progressive sums it up quite nicely on their website, is the idea of an insurance deductible. So you pay your monthly premium. You're not getting comprehensive car insurance for free. You pay your monthly premium, but also you have to pay a deductible. You have to pay something up front before the insurance company will fill in. So for example, that bumper, if it's $1,000 claim, You would file for that claim, and then you would still have to pay your $400 out of pocket. That's your deductible. Then the insurance company will pay the remaining $600. That's how the deductible works. So when you're crunching all these numbers, if you carry the kind of money on hand, if you have your $1,000 to repair your bumper at a moment's notice, you could risk not having comprehensive insurance. But if you need to spread your costs out in a predictable way, such as in the form of monthly premium, consider taking comprehensive auto insurance, and consider going to autoinsurance.org and find out what your comprehensive insurance quote is, find out what your collision insurance quote is, use our handy insurance comparison tool, and get the answers you need. And check back with us for more videos. Like I said, we will tackle all the most important insurance questions for you.